In 2011, we were a group of young, happy filmmakers with the dream of placing a regional film festival, run by people with a learning disability like us. Our festival would focus only films and media made by people with a learning disability.
Cocoa butter, let me go. Yeah, yeah.
With the support of 2D Arts, we formed a committee, included a chairperson, hired a curator, and got with the business of making a festival. The first sit-down festival was in October 2014 and attracted over 450 people and 43 films from over the world. Our second festival was in October 2016 and attracted over 500 people and 45 films. Both festivals had award night and the best of best screening of the winners. All the people who couldn't make it to the festival. It was pretty clear to us that this festival was important to people with learning disability and others who supported us. Film being produced by high regional entertainment and with art of both non-disabled and disabled associations is also important to Australia to be part of the National Learning Disability Green Centre. We are committing to good South Australian commit. Second was festival in its invited centre parts. Of the 5 film festival in Brighton, UK, visit this festival in Calgary, Canada, and Shrouds Festival in New York, USA. To name a few, this way we run regional workshops around South Australia with long learning disabled people within schools, community centres and later reference. Some of the films are made by groups that we have worked with and both screens and event novelty for awards. Our dream that is one day films made by learning disabled people will be showing everything iPhones to the giant screen in Town Square, New York City, Navy screen in the tree. on, Dexter. What now? Hello?
Hi James, where are you? Hurry up, we've got a plane to catch.
Everybody does be seated this time. We're landing in about 1 minute. Thank you.
James, wake up. James, wake me up.
Where am I? Oh, hi, Dexter. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
Actually, it could be breathing almost in breathing
Something weird and don't look good. Who you gonna call? I ain't pretty little dudes. I ain't pretty little dudes. Seeing plans run through your head. Who can you call? Invisible man sitting in your bed. Who you gonna call?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I ain't pretty little dudes. I ain't pretty little dudes. Who you gonna call? All alone at the phone. They call. I ain't pretty little dudes. I hear lots of dudes. I ain't pretty little dudes.
Film festival with a difference, aiming to delight and inspire when it premieres in the Barossa Valley tomorrow. Sit Down, Shut Up and Watch features films and new media created exclusively by people with learning disabilities, and it's taken 3 years to become reality.
Its message is loud and proud and determined to make a splash. The inaugural festival presents films written, acted, directed or edited by artists with a learning disability like Adelaide resident William Gregory. He charts his path to fatherhood.
Carly and I are now parents. I named the baby Sir Duncan Mighty Mac Gregory.
The Adelaide resident was happy with the end product.
Yes, I was. Made me feel like I was like a director of myself with the help of Nathan, my assistant.
Very good team. Yeah, it was challenging, but in a good way. And I think William was able to kind of challenge himself, and it was challenging for me as well.
The festival showcases filmmakers from around Australia and several from overseas.
They look at the world differently. Some of the films we've had submitted are just delightful, the way they represent things, the stories they have to tell, and even the style of filmmaking and filming that they use. It's just fantastic.
Festival organisers have run the inaugural event on the smell of an oily rag, but hope it will become biannual.
It's important for filmmaking to be accessible for everybody, and people with learning disabilities in particular, because their viewpoints are quite often so different to the mainstream.
The festival screens in Anguston tomorrow, with the best of the fest in Adelaide on Saturday week. Matthew Smith, ABC News, Adelaide.
Hi, I'm James, and I like making movies. Now is day 2. And I'm just standing right here in front of this building. I found out about 2D in 2007. When I started, I was really shy. I honestly spoke. I was nervous, so Mum came too. Bill was my first tutor. The first drawing I did, it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Bill said it was really good, but I didn't do that much artwork that year, because I began to get interested in computers. I started to work with Philip in 2008. He was tall and bright. It took a while to find our first stick. It was a stick animation of me walking and Philip walking behind me. Then I went to India and I took 4 or 5 weeks of footage. Philip helped me make a movie all about going to India. Then I was hooked.
See where the press button is here? This is the one.
This is my dad was. He getting his shoe clean. This dog was doing some cleaning out of his own. I wanted to make my own animation movie. I like horror and doom, so I decided to make Katie in the Castle. It's not just I like love people horror movies that give me nightmares. I just like to make my own. The next year, I made the Snowman's Monster. I like doing sound effects. In 2009, I started to take photos of me and Dexter that died at night. I took them on my Nintendo DSi. I want to make us look evil, so I get the lighting just right. I try and make them look spooky, evil spooky. I want to make people wear their pants. It might keep some people really scared. That made some people laugh. A lot of people like them. I got a grant to make large printed for exhibition in the sea. Then we have a holiday to go to Disneyland and Fox Studio.
Training.
Living from a cow's perspective.
Trust me, I'm a hot potato. Welcome to Mickey's Fun Wheel. Once you're on board, please remain seated.
Una vez a bordo, permanezcan sentados.
I mix Dexter every time I go somewhere. He goes to the jail when we go away. Dexter doesn't like go to the jail, he always hits a lot. I take him with me on my laptop in photos and videos. I wanted to make a film about how Dexter took over America. I traveled to flag for the countries.
I'm from South Australia and an organisation called Tutti, and I'd like to introduce to you James Kurtze.
This film is so scary you wet your pants. I went to the UK for the Oxford Film Festival. I spent a lot of time with my friend Stephen Locken. I even got to present an award.
The winner of the Traineeship Award is Luke.
I dreamed that I went forward in time to another dimension, to a world of art made by people like me. I traveled to a place called Tutti Land. Where the heck am I? Is that a theme park down there? Let's check it out, Dexter.
James Kurtz, The Kooky Time Machine 2020, Mixed Media, Dimensions Variable. James Kurtz is an artist with Tutti Visual Arts Studios. This piece, The Kooky Time Machine, is a sculpture around 70 centimetres high, situated on a small white shelf against a white wall. It looks like a cuckoo clock and is made from found and recycled materials, paint and printed images. The clock is around 30 centimetres wide with straight sides topped with a sloped triangular roof like a house. The front of the clock is grey with a variety of objects attached to it. A strip of LED lights on the long strip of cardboard start on the roof and wind down in a spiral on the left-hand side of the clock, and then the sides, circling around the base of the clock and meeting up with a cardboard cog on the right-hand side of the clock. Jutting out the top of the roof on the right-hand side like a small chimney is a cardboard replica of Big Ben, the clock tower on the London Houses of Parliament. On each of the 3 visible faces of Big Ben are the faces of real digital watches. Within the top triangular section of the clock is a 5 centimetre red square with curved corners, and within that a brown set of plastic doors. Beneath this set of doors is a 10 centimetre wide black section which imitates the hole a cuckoo bird might emerge from. A semicircular yellow and orange platform juts out from the face of the clock. On this platform are paper cutouts of Simpsons characters, each around 4 centimetres tall. At the front is a smiling Homer with a donut and a green mug, a dancing Otto, and Chief Wiggum with a coffee cup. Behind them is groundskeeper Willie. To the left of the Simpsons characters is a dark blue iPod Shuffle, with its back flat against the grey front of the clock. To the right of the Simpsons is an ornate clock hand and a red second hand, which both tick around in a slow circle. In the centre of the clock is another collection of coloured objects. In the middle is the largest object, a black cuckoo clock around 15 centimetres tall. It has delicate gold numbers and hands. The shape is the same as the larger clock, rectangular with a triangle atop. Perched within the clock is a small white bird around 1 centimetre high. The hands and numbers of the clock are gold. Beneath this clock swings a pendulum with a 2-dimensional black bird on the end. To the left of this cuckoo within a cuckoo clock is a pink alarm clock and another iPod, this one black. To the right of the black cuckoo clock is a silver iPod and a green alarm clock. Beneath this section is another strip of gold cardboard which ends on the right-hand side in a small red and gold cardboard cog. There is a row of small timers under the strip, with cardboard cutout outlines in blue, then red, and then green. Beneath this row of timers is a gold circle around 10 centimetres high, with a spiral of gold cardboard on the face of the circle. On the right-hand side of the clock is a larger cardboard cog. The wheel in the centre of the cog is painted in blue, red, and yellow, with the handwritten text, Super James card. Next to this wheel is a Simpsons enamel badge, with Homer and Krusty the Clown in a car. The badge has the name James at the bottom. Underneath the white shelf are 4 painted tubes around 15 centimetres long, attached at one end to the underside of the shelf. They are painted in glitter, one mostly pink and green, then one silver and blue, then pink and blue, then mostly yellow. This ends the description of James Kurtz's The Kooky Time Machine 2020.
I lost my phone.
Oh no, James, you've lost your phone. Oh, James, your phone's at the Heartbeat Club. Hi, security. James Kurtz was DJing at the Heartbeat Club last night and he left his phone there on the table. Oh, not until Monday.
No Netflix for 5 days.
It's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock.
Morning, wake up, James. Hi, Ross. You've got the phone. Fantastic.
Radio, it's like TV without all the colors.
3 weeks ago, the Southern Hemisphere's first ever festival for filmmakers with a learning disability began in South Australia's Barossa Valley. It's known as Sit Down, Shut Up and Watch.
There were 43 entries from across Australia, as well as the UK, Ireland, Israel and Germany. Our very own Paul Marshall caught up with some of the young Australian filmmakers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Angusturn Town Hall in the Barossa Valley, which means Hill of Roses. Get your popcorn.
Keep your arms and hands in the red carpet at all times. Don't forget to sit down, shut up and watch.
Pretty clever name. But then there's a lot that's clever about this film festival. The first in Australia for filmmakers with learning disabilities.
This is hard for me to say, but I have to say it. I'm crazy about Japan.
People with disability have such a great, unique view of the world, and when they're allowed to express it, that comes through in the film.
Should I tell everyone to get their clothes on?
Costumes, Mark. Costumes, not clothes.
The films were written, directed, animated or acted by people with a learning disability. There were entries from Australia and overseas. This one from Israel was about a centre for children with disabilities.
תראה, לא קל להיכנס לכאן. תחשוב שאתה נכנס למקום, פתאום אתה רואה מולך 30 ילדים מוגבלים, אם אתה בא עם ראש פתוח קצת, אחרי 5 דקות, אף אחד לא עוזב.
Hi, what's your name?
Zoe.
Zoe. Zoe, did you make a movie as well?
I did.
Sorry, Leiloi.
It's about these 2 girls with Down syndrome. We bumped into a strange man and we thought he kidnapped our friend.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
This is Samuel's film.
Well, it's probably the worst thing that's been shown here.
I'm sure it's not.
It really, all it is just a girl playing a violin, and the dad comes in and he's like, Adele, stop that! Adele, stop that infernal ritual, sofort!
ITV.
James Kurtz won 2 awards for films about his cat, Dexter.
I mix Dexter every time I go somewhere. He's going to the jail when we go away.
James lives at home in Adelaide with his mum and dad and Dexter.
Botanical cat is my best friend.
One of his films was a collection of Dexter photographs.
How many photographs of Dexter did you take?
Thousands.
He played around with them and called his film Dexter Aliens. All these are Dexter.
So for your movie, it was all done on this?
Yeah. Oops.
Did I just take a picture then? Sorry, James.
The 3 hosts up there, Lee,
I've had a couple of strokes, so I have an acquired brain injury.
Ryan,
Well, I was diagnosed with autism since September 1993.
and Sam,
I'm proud to be an Aspie, which is what someone who has Asperger's calls themselves.
spent 3 years with other committee members putting the festival together. They had some help from Tutti Arts, which brings artists with disabilities together, and the South Australian Film Corporation. Sharon Cleary is from the Film Corp.
This is great. If this festival can give those people a voice, learning disability filmmakers a voice, then what could be better than that?
The Next Factor.
And the winner is Next Factor.
Caleb Rickson won Funniest Film. He wrote and directed Next Factor.
So thank you, Mum, for supporting me.
6 years ago, Caleb was just starting out as an actor when he had a stroke. It was nearly a year before he could speak again. Gail's his mum.
I love him to death. He's an amazing person. He's absolutely an amazing person.
So she.
I'm an actress.
On the red carpet?
Yeah.
A star?
Paul, you're not on that carpet.
Oh, sorry, come this way. Good, thank you.
I am.
For Ryan, this was his first time as an MC, and in front of his mum.
Yvonne, he did a great job.
I did an exceptional, great, in fact.
You did, didn't you? You did a wonderful job. I was so proud of you.
Sit down, shut up and watch.
And we are here again. This is my song.
They'll do it again in 2 years and would love it if you could help with a donation or sponsorship. Andrew, they've already got your number.
Yes, we hope to see you in 2016.
We'll be there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
You look lovely in a suit.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hey. Shadows and isolation, light and celebration.
To be faceless, to be seen, to be obscure, to be famous.
The night belongs to all of us.
In this project, we explored shadows and light, vibrancy, creativity, fun, mystery, and different emotions related to the night.
The tutors facilitated and modeled the process. The artists learned to find their own way with the lighting effects and creating the ambient emotions.
We experimented using the technique of painting with light, with long time exposures and different light sources with a digital SLR camera.
Our studio was small, derelict, multi-use bathroom / storage space, which you saw earlier anyway.
We shot thousands of photos and hours of video.
The artist chose photos and sections of the footage to design their own segment in the final film.
So what we learned was
experimentation is key.
Limitations can actually be an asset.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
My name is James Kurtze. I am on a mission to find artists with a disability like me. In 2014, I went to Jakarta on the island of Java, Indonesia. With me was Ijat Fifty. Ijat was Ijat Pat. Ijat Patricia. Ijat Avi. Ijat Wuzzy. That's Oko, my friend. I disable artists and activists. She was artist in residence at Tutti in June 2013. She opened our eyes about artists with a disability in Indonesia.
Countries like Indonesia, where disability rights activists and artists have been struggling and doing amazing work for a really long time, but lack the deep knowledge and infrastructure that organizations like Tutti have. And so it's about us learning from them, and also them learning from us about Indonesian art and what the challenges that we face back home and how we're dealing with that. So,
even though their work is good, no one knows about them. So in June 2014, we paid them a visit. The streets were crazy and smoky and full of motorcycles. It was close to the election. Hundreds of motorcycles with pieces of jacquerie or pagero would walk past, shouting their names. We stayed with Buru, who introduced us to green ginger tea, which I like. Buru have 3 kittens that I like, which made me happy because I miss my cat Dexter when I go away. Buru told us about a massive volcano just outside the city. They call it Merapi, and it went off in 2010. Everything melted, and the drivers have built a museum. Wuzzy and Abby told us about a square called Alum Alum. We had to visit, but early at night. But we were there to meet artists with disability. So the next day we began our investigation. First we did a talk with Oko and other artists and actors at AVIA, the Indonesian Visual Arts Archive.
It's different like people in Australia or in the United States or...
I showed them my work and what we do at Tutti. They really like it. We went to the University of Gajah and talked to people about what we do at Tutti, and they listen.
Our most recent production, iMusic, The central character was a young man who couldn't speak or move or do anything but use his eyes.
We investigated organizations who work with people with a disability. Yagom runs programs to help people to get work. There were some batik and other art programs, but people only go for 1 year. Outside Yagom, there was a sign. Did you ever meet a normal person? Is it pleasing to you? Afterwards, there was a lot of talking, and I started to meet people with disabilities, but no one like me. SIGUP is a legal organization for women with disability who are diverse.
They have both skills.
We saw a film about a young deaf student abused by a teacher at a special needs school. He didn't have a happy ending for the teacher.
You know, the same thing happens in Australia with disabled children in schools.
We met the deaf arts community who showed us their art and film about what deaf people do when there is an earthquake. We also met Sita, the star of the SIGUP film and Seaworld Festival. It was hard to find people with a learning disability. I saw people with physical disabilities, people who were deaf and people who were blind, but people like me were not visible. Our trip was not all work. In between our investigations of artists, we checked out the food and other things. We went to Borobudur Temple. We saw the Ramayana at the Temple of Ram Viran. We learned a lot about Indonesia. On the last night, Wazzy and Abby took me to the Sultan Fair. They call the Alun. There was light and color everywhere. Little rocket toys lit up when we fired them into the sky, and the amazing pedal-powered cars all lit up with neon lights. They were cool, especially Lampu. I just had to ride one.
Might I take your picture? Where are you come from? I'm from here.
Mum, Dad, Kat, Patricia, Abby, Rosie all fit in. Next day, we say goodbye to all your friends. We didn't know then that they would become an art group. After we left, they got together to become Perspective. Molly Ono was the leader. As we flew home, the name of our project came to us. It was Mandy and Ari, Shedding Light. It would help people with disability to become more visible through art. I got back to Tutti and we started work for the exhibition and for the installations, animations and performances around the LA Festival Center for the Oz Asia Festival, and everything would involve light. Best of all, we are all working on this together in India and Australia. I have the feeling this is just the beginning. Mission complete.
There was in the indication that in other work there was a two-faced kind of mask.
Oh, hi.
Hi, you've reached the hotline of the chair. Welcome to this year's 2022 Online Film Festival by Sit Down, Shut Up and Watch. Welcome to day 2 of SDSW. If you're watching on YouTube or our Facebook, don't forget to like, share or subscribe. And here's something a little bit different. And over to you, Mikey Osneed.
This next film by James Kurtz shows the highs and lows of being in lockdown and having the activities be on Zoom than in person. The film editing is done to a T with fitting music, well-crafted CGI effects, and minimal dialogue. The theme of being in lockdown is very topical, given we had to go through the whole pandemic in 2020. For James's first CG short film, I'd say it's a finely tuned effort.
Waiting you, where's my first one?
The world is in crisis, apparently under attack from what we're not quite sure. This is Just In. We are looking at very disturbing pictures from cities around the world. Let's now cross to our on-the-spot reporter Nicole in Rundle Mall.
Thanks, Linda. In the background you can see the same type of sphere that seems to have invaded the entire planet. The mall is absolutely empty, with everyone confined to their homes by government decree. It's kind of eerie. We're heading for cover. Back to you, Linda.
Thanks, Nicole. We now cross to an undisclosed location where extraordinary events continue to unfold.
The bat hit the helicopter off the sky. Yes, Mom?
James, we're going into lockdown.
Lockdown? What's a lockdown?
You have to stay in the house except for exercise, and you won't be able to go to Tutti.
Stay away from tea for how long?
It'll be for 6 weeks, and you'll do your sessions on Zoom.
Session on Zoom? What is a Zoom? Yeah, it's not Zooms. Hi, Jeremiah.
So plan for today was to interview Agro, but unfortunately that's not an option now. Unfortunately, we've had to reschedule that for next week once again, but it's chaotic times for everyone. Next week, I'm afraid, he's having a bit of a hard time today, apparently, so... do we just want to work on some music today? Take it easy?
Yeah.
Alright, well... do we have a theme that we want to work on today for some music?
I think something about bad days or something like that.
Yeah? Bad days?
Looking back to the last of my game music coming up next is live to the radio on my computer. The best channel in the world.
longer